Alright, we got a command that isn't that difficult. We've got the coil that we're going to be working with today. This is actually a fairly simple command. You can have a lot of fun with it, but today we're just going to do the basic spring. So what I want to do is I'm just going to go from the data that I needed to collect from my spring itself. I need to know the radius from the center of the material itself to the center of the whole spring, the diameter of the spring metal, and then the distance away in the center area. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make a sketch. I'm going to make a vertical line. That's going to be what I rotate around. Then I'm also going to make a line that goes out 90 degrees from that, and that I want to have as my radius. So I would go ahead and I would dimension that for the size that my spring would be. So that's the radius of that spring across from the center of the whole spring. And then I'm going to put a circle at the end of that for the diameter of my material. So I'm just going to go ahead, just put 0.02 for now. You're going to have to go ahead and use your actual measurements. Now I can go ahead and use the coil command. It already picked my profile for me, so this circle is the profile. And then it's asking me for the axes. So that center line I was going to use, there we go, it picked it. You can see it shows me one full rotation. So if I go up here, pitch, that's actually the distance that it is going to travel. So right now it's 1 inch. Revolutions is how many times it does that. So my first three parts of my spring were actually really close to each other. They were almost right on top of each other. So my pitch would be just 1/1000th larger than my material itself. If it was the same amount, what would happen is there would just be a hair of overlap and you would fail in creating your coil. And then you're going to see there's 3 of them. So revolutions, I have 3. I click OK. I'm going to have my first set of my coil. Then I'm going to have ones that are further apart, and then I'm going to have another set that are all together again. Easily enough to make another coil command on the end of this, all I've got to do is click on the end surface with a new sketch, project geometry, finish that, and I have the sketch I'm going to use. I also need to have my axes. Now I went ahead and I created the center of my spring on the center of my drawing area, so I can just use the axes that is already provided. I do the coil command again. It already picked my profile again, or else I just have to select it, and then I select the axes. Now it keeps the same proportions as I had last time, so my pitch was the same as it is there, but I got to change it up to being what it would be in the middle of the spring, and then however many revolutions there are. I click OK, and then I have the second portion of my spring. Now on the other end you saw I had the same things I did in the beginning, so easily enough I just repeat my command again. Gotta go up there, project geometry, finish sketch, and I can use that coil command again. So again, it picked my profile. I click on the axes, and then all I have to do is change my pitch back to what I originally had, and my revolutions back to 3. Hit OK, and you're going to see that I made my whole spring. Thank you.